I guess I would have expected Vegas to have been the leader in the gaming and hospitality industry.
But it may not be the leader after all. Health and safety is remaining top of mind as the Silver State reopens and as tourists return to the city. Casinos are navigating the uncharted waters of reopening during a pandemic.
And of course, many properties, we know, they've released their own safety guidelines. However, concerns have now grown when it comes to the reality of actually executing those plans and also a perceived lack of social distancing. And 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter right now is live on the Strip. And Austin, you spoke with a former casino executive about the red flags that he's been seeing.
Yeah, and this former VP of guest strategy at MGM went to some of our neighboring states like California and Arizona to check out the hotels and casinos there to see how those operations were and then to use that as a benchmark. So when he came back here to Las Vegas to check out the hotels and casinos here, he was surprised to see an inconsistency when it comes to safety.
The second that customers come in and start to see that inconsistency, it's going to make them not want to come back until things settle back down.
In an RV, Greg Chase has been cruising through COVID. That's the name of his YouTube series.
So we'll be popping in, seeing what we can find and sharing some insights, observations.
As a customer experience expert, he traveled across Nevada, Arizona, and California, stopping at over 10 hotels and casinos so far to see how they've changed the experience since reopening.
They figured out what type of chemical to use to make it not smear or streak.
He's seen mostly success, but in Vegas, a different story. This was from his visit to the South Point.
No plexiglass, no dividers, no partitions, nothing separating someone from sitting next to you.
Greg fears what he's seen will slow down our recovery. But what can explain what seems to be a lax on social distancing and sanitation enforcement? The former chief marketing and experience officer at MGM Resorts, Lillian Tomovich, explains.
They want to provide options for customers who feel they want to protect themselves versus those who don't. So I think it's just really a matter of trying to cater to the vast audience.
Health and safety, of course, also applies to those behind the counter. Lillian says that creating a happy employee creates a happy guest. A recent study from Experience Strategy Associates was conducted to bridge the gap in terms of where hospitality and gaming employees are versus where they need to be. The employee engagement survey found that out of 300 participants, only 32% felt their employer cares about them through COVID-19. Of that, 68% don't feel their employer has had transparent communication through the pandemic. Greg says the dialogue on how employees are feeling has been missing and is crucial for the future.
But to go into work and not feel as if your employer cares about you or has done enough, frankly, just, it is heartbreaking.
The culinary union, which represents many employees, has also been calling for more transparency on how casinos are keeping employees safe. They've released a set of guidelines they want these properties to follow. And we also reached out to a number of hotel and casino operators here in the Valley to get their reaction to this study. We reached out to places like MGM, Caesars, the South Point, and Wynn. We've only so far heard back from the Wynn, who tell us they believe that their team does not feel the same way that those employees responded to that survey. We're live on the Las Vegas Strip tonight. I'm Austin Carter, 13 Action News.
Austin.